What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. Once again, my name is Nick, and this is the Vinyl Casket. All one word on YouTube, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much, much more. We are also now officially the Vinyl Casket on Twitch. Did some of the stuff, made that work. It's now a thing. If you don't know, we do weekly comic book reviews. We do trailer reactions, TV and movie reviews, manga, music, anime, all sorts of reviews. We do live reactions to wrestling every once in a while, stuff like that. But I also read real books, not just comic books. I'm just a lot slower at it. So this is a review for Ninth House. I always say The Ninth House, but it's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Probably butchered that. I just finished this book. I've been reading it for the last, I want to say, like, when did I finish? When did I finish that last fairy book? I believe the last Holly Black book I finished was like February, either January or February. So I've been reading this from like mid-February. I only really read on the train, so that's my excuse. But no, I'm just a slow reader when it's not comic books. But besides that, I don't have this book with me to hold it up like I normally would because I finished the book and immediately gave it to my wife saying, hey, read this, not realizing I needed to do a review on it. So I don't have it around, but I want to make this video. So this is what the cover would look like in paperback. I believe hardcover, there's different colors of snakes and different orientations of the snakes. This book was released October 8th, 2019. This author is also the person behind Shadow and Bone. And it's an awesome book. Just picked up the hardcover for the sequel, Hellbent. So you can see the similarities between the covers and the type print. Love it. Very excited to get into this. I think I'm going to do the Stolen Heir, though, from Holly Black first, and then hop into this. I haven't decided yet. But Ninth House, incredible. Pretty long book. I think it's somewhere around 380. Is there a page count on here? There should be a page count, right? Oh, I was wrong. 458. So that's even further. So that's one of the longer books that I've read recently. Most of the stuff that I've been reading and the things that I've reviewed, I have two books that I have to talk about, but I haven't have been in like the low threes. So this is a little long for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Basic premise of this is we follow our main character, Alex. Her full name is Galaxy, which is cool. Everyone calls her Alexandra, but that's not her name. It's Galaxy Stern. Super cool name. Super interesting person that has gone through a hell of a life as a child and is being given a second chance, right? Drug abuse and all sorts of stuff have led her to have this miserable life where she's let her mom down and had this weird experience. But she's grown up being able to see ghosts, and it has traumatic experiences that have led her to go down these paths, and the last traumatic experience kind of led her into the opportunity that she has now, which is she's been recruited by Yale, the secret societies of Yale, the 8 ancient houses. She's been recruited by the Ninth House, Leith, the organization, the House of Leith, which is this long-standing organization that governs the other organizations, because they're dealing with magic. the Ivy League, Yale, Skull and Bones, all sorts of, there's a bunch of them, right? Wolf's Head, all sorts of different wacky names, one was like Paper and Scroll, whole bunch of different names for these different houses, but they all deal with their main tombs over nexuses of magic that allow them to have different spells and different types of magic that allow them to shape the way the world is, because these famous rich alumni have used this magic to take over the world and be wealthy and this and that and keep the world going the way it is, and predict numbers for stock markets and stuff like that. But with this magic, they need regulation, and these rules and regulations are followed out by Leigh. So you have a Dante, which is usually the younger person that's learning how to do all this stuff. A Virgil, which is a person that has been a Dante, but when their Virgil leaves, they become Virgil, and then they recruit another Dante. You have the Dean, which has a name for them, and I always forget, but they are between the president and Leigh, they are the connection. You get an Oculus, which is a research grad student that helps them with tools and stuff throughout their different houses. And then you have I always forget the name for the police officer. Maybe the police officer's Oculus? The police officer has a name, but they have like a specific officer or detective that is their correspondent in between Leigh and the police department. So they handle those weird, wacky murders. There's ghosts also. I said that Alex could see ghosts, but ghosts are all over New Haven, Connecticut, going wonky because they're drawn to this magic and they're drawn to the depression of college students and stuff like that. Basically, this quickly unfolds into a massive, and I say massive, dark and depressing murder mystery. Very quickly, we get the sense of this book being pretty dark and gloomy, and it starts off with the chapters going back and forth between present and past until the two timelines meet up, telling the story of Alex dealing without Daryl. How do I say it? It's Daniel Arlington, and they put the D in front of it to make it Darlington. And he's gone missing, right? He got sucked up into a portal. And we get to see the timeline of past events that led to him getting sucked in the portal, while we get to see Alex struggle on her own, taking on this murder mystery, while also trying to set up for the ritual to try to bring him back. And they find out this whole course of events, this murder and his disappearance, all tie into one thing. And it's this huge, crazy conspiracy theory at the end, where the last, I want to say 10 chapters are just chaotic and wild. I completely went from trying to predict to just being in awe of what was happening. Leigh did an incredible job of writing this book. I believe it's her first foray into adult themed novels, so like darker, drugs, death, not fantasy oriented. And it was awesome. It was so cool. I don't want to spoil too much, but the characters are great. The murder mystery, the detective aspect of this was incredible. The amount of detail they give us into this lore that they created around this established thing of these Skull and Bone societies was outrageous. And I was just in awe the entire time. So I highly recommend it. If I'm going to rate it 5 out of 5, I'm going to say it 5 out of 5. I'm going to do books 1 out of 5. And this is a 5 out of 5 book. If the Holly Black book that I've reviewed on this channel already, I would probably give it a 4.5. This is easily a 5. Please check it out. And make sure to read this. I know there's a third one that's probably going to come out in 2024. I would be shocked if this does not make it into a movie or a show very soon. Once the announced date, once they're done writing the third book, I wouldn't be surprised if the first book becomes a show or a movie, and the second book gets in production very quickly. With that being said, guys, remember to check out the channel on YouTube at The Vinyl Casket, all one word. You can subscribe, like, and comment, the bell for much, much more. Remember to get in the comments, discuss these books with me, discuss anything you want with me. I will answer your questions, but I need you to do me a major favor, and I need you to stay lame.